Something came up this week and we launched a feature. And I thought it would be more timely to go into that feature first. And then next week, start working on the voice bot. So I don't think it's going to take a full hour today. I just want to go over the feature. It's a dev feature. If you're not a dev, this kind is probably going to bore you a little bit, but you can stick around. And the feature is the tables API. So basically the ability to, basically you can think of the table as a database built within Botpress that you can easily query within your bot flow. And we now have an API for creating tables, deleting tables, adding rows, removing rows, editing, creating. Am I missing something? Probably. Anywho, I would like to just start by opening the docs. And by the way, so I don't think this is going to take the full hour. So if you guys have some questions, you can also ask them, like some dev-related questions. And if I have time, I will, which I think I will be able to answer them. Okay. See, I already have a question here from Diego. So is there a way to put subtitles or if there's community in Spanish? I am not an expert in Discord. I don't know if you can like automatically dub me while I'm talking. This live stream specifically will go on YouTube later because I'm talking about a new feature. I want to make sure people have access to that. And then I think YouTube might translate the transcriptions. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you have a good chance of that. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let me start sharing my screen, and we're gonna look at the documentation. All right. This is just released, so the docs are still a little bit thin. But I tried out the API, and let me show you what you can do with it right now. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen. Okay, so now I'm going to search Botpress API SDK. No, just API, I think. Here. Yes, okay. So if you scroll down to the bottom, so we have the tables here. Okay, so this is the new thing. And then we can see all the methods here. So you might have missed something. Oh, you have like a list tables function in case you don't know what kind of tables you have. Okay, so you have a list tables, you have a get table, so get an individual table, create a table, update a table. That would be updating the schema. Rename the table column. So I suppose it's just a simpler form of updating the table. Deleting the table, so if you want to go crazy and like just create and delete tables. I did that for fun. It was not as exciting as I thought it would be. Then you can get a table row, find. So this is interesting here. You know, in Botpress, when you create a bot, well, let me just. So I just created a new account just for this, just for today. Okay, so I have to start from scratch. Give me a second. So what I was going to say is that we have find records method within Botpress, the flow editor. So I think that would be the analog of it. So there's a whole bunch of things. Let me just create a standard node, create a random table, just name, and then within here, execute code. I think it would be the same thing as data table one dot find records. Ooh. Yeah, so something like this, but queryable via API. So you have a filter, you have a group as well. I think there's actually maybe a little bit more capabilities. I'm not entirely sure if this method was also upgraded at the same time. But something that's very nice is the ability to group. You can search, yeah, so search, filter, order by, a whole bunch of things. And then you can create a bunch of table rows at the same time, delete them, update them, and upsert them. Okay, so nothing like out of the ordinary here, but it's just really convenient to have this. And okay, so without further ado, let's just get started. Let's start by listing tables. So I just created a brand new account. I don't really like this bot. I want to like clean bot because it's going to be easier to understand. Let me go back to dashboard, delete it. The first bot, you're forced to go through the tutorial, but not the second one. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, what was that? Is this a bug? Did I discover a bug? Or maybe because it's the same session? That's interesting. Well, we're bug fixing live. Isn't this great? I'm glad I got my tea because there's a loading screen. Okay, so back to dashboard. Let me create a second bot. Is it because I had only one bot? Congratulations. Okay. Yes. Okay. Just out of curiosity, do we have any engineer here from our team? Not in the audience right now. Okay. That's pity. I could have just shown them this. I'm kind of curious though. I can't help myself. If I see a problem, I have to investigate. Oh, so Strom says the first bot should not be deleted. Ah. But I think this is a bug. Unless somebody already asked the engineering team and they said it's not. Looks like a bug to me. All right, well, I'm going to go back to the dashboard and I'm going to rename this bot to never delete, never surrender. Okay. There's that's kind of a reference to a what's it called? A sci-fi movie that's a parody of Star Trek, which I find very funny. I forgot the name though. I wonder if anybody noticed. Okay, all right, so let me click edit, start from scratch. Okay, and we'll get started. Enough of the distraction. Okay, so I'm going to create a table. Hello? Okay, so we have data table 1. Actually, I'm going to delete it first. I changed my mind. So I just want to list tables, and in theory, we should have nothing. All right, so here it says v1 tables. So I'm going to copy that, go into Postman, paste that in. This obviously requires some kind of full URL, right? So I think this is it, the base URL. Yes, okay. All right, so let me dump this in. Hit send. That's obviously not going to work because there's no. This is a helpful message. Request is missing a valid authentication token. No surprises there. The way you pass it is written right here, authorization bearer. So you can actually just like write authorization like this, bearer, and then put your token. Or you can just use, if you're using Postman, you can just dump it here. All right, so back to my admin. You guys all know how to get your personal access tokens, hopefully. They're right here. So I went really fast, but you click your name, then personal access token, and it brings you to this page where you're asked to create one, and you're asked for a name of a token. So I like to like go through them very quickly. So I usually title them by the date. Generate token. Okay. Okay. All right. So I put the token here. I press send, and now we have a new error. That's great. Xbot ID header is missing. So I'm gonna go back to headers. and I'm going to add a new one. So that's going to be called xbot ID. And then the value that I'm going to give it, is this right here. That's the bot ID. You can get it here, or you can get it here like this, right? So, I mean, just right now, the first comment I'm going to make is this is tied to a bot. It's not tied to a workspace, which I suppose is fine because you could just loop through all your workspaces. So I haven't done this. I don't know if anybody has done this on the live stream, but we have like an API with a bunch of things, including something such as list workspace right here. So actually, I'll just keep this open. So I could just do this, go here, duplicate my request, then put this here, and I believe, okay, so I don't need the workspace ID. I don't need the xbot ID, but I think I need the workspace. Oh no, not in this case. Okay, here. So if I just like send this, I will get all my workspaces, and then I can get all my bots like this, I think. All right, so let's duplicate this again. Oops, no, not this one. So DK says we can also get all our bots from this list bots. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do, I think. Duplicate. So like this. But you need, like, if you want to have like all of your tables, all of your everywhere, you'd have to get all your workspaces first before doing this, because you need a workspace ID. You can't do it without it. So workspace ID would be, and then what we do is we loop over like these right here. Where's our workspace ID? Right there. Okay, so I'm going a little bit on the side here, but I just want to show you that this is something you can do in Botpress. Forbidden. Ha! Blah, blah, blah. Did I forget a character? Oh, there's a Q. I did. There you go. All right. So then when you have your bots, then you come back here. So with three layers, you can get all of your tables for everything. If you're, I don't know what application this would be useful for. If you just like to play around. Okay. So, all right. So we listed our tables. We have 0 tables. That's fantastic. I'm just going to create a table real quick, like manually, just to show you it's connected. Everything is live. So you guys, if you've worked with Botpress before, you have noticed there's a publish button here. This is very important. Well, the publish button, it publishes everything, as far as I know, except for this right here, for tables, which is like live. So for everything, you have like this dev and production workflow, except for this, which is always live. But maybe with this new API, what you could do is you could create a table, a dev table, instead of and access that instead of using this. All right, so back here. I'm going to list the table just to show you it worked. Okay, so we created it in the UI and immediately it's here. I am going to now create a table. So this is where the docs are a little bit lacking for the moment. Working on that to make it better. But I can already show you because I mean I figured it out. It's quite easy. So if you just like create something like name and price. I'm not very original with these table columns. Let's call this a product name. I'll shop products table. Okay. And if I hit send like this, here I'm getting all my tables and I have the schema here. And this is what I like because I would rather just work with examples, and it's just easier to like build what you want here and then just see the schema, because like who wants to learn a schema for a new piece of software, right? Like just get what you want and then learn from it that way. I think that's the fastest way. Okay, so all right, so we have the schema here, and now let's say we want to create a duplicate table. I'm going to create, actually I'm going to delete this, close tab. I'm going to just duplicate. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to post. Reading the docs, create table is, yeah, post view on table, so I got that right. Okay, so we need name, factor, schema, tags. No, wait, sorry, tags we don't need, it's optional. Name, factor, schema. Okay, so we have in the body, we have to click raw, we have to send a JSON. Let's see, can we just dump this? Would it work? I don't think so, right? Let's see, do we have tags? Let me hit beautify, make this a bit smaller. Like assigning the ID to one that already exists would definitely fail. Okay, we don't, it's optional, so I assume we can just remove it. These are automatically generated, so we don't need these. And we have nothing else. Okay, so this would be a conflict. I assume this is not gonna work. Let's try it. Invalid identifier, okay. This is a thing that I've noticed with the way the API is. We use the name as kind of an ID. I don't know if it's, I wouldn't say like between bots, maybe you can have the same name. I don't know. But within the bot, when you get a table here, you can provide the name or the ID. Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna click send now. I think it should work. Oh no, wait, I need to change this. Shopee, let's call it Shopee. Oh, by the way, there are limits on how many tables you can build. I think it's 20 per bot, I think. It might be per workspace, not entirely sure. Because I ran a script locally to just create as many tables as I could before it would fail. And I hit 20 as a limit. So, okay. All right, so I have the table here. The response is basically the object that was created with the ID here. We have our automatically generated properties. Okay. So I created a table, and now I'm going to show you that. Okay, so as you can see, it's not here. We don't have like a live reload or anything, but if I refresh, it should appear. Okay, and it does. Perfect. So, and let's just make sure that the name and the price are good. All right, everything is there. You know what we can do? We can just clone this. So I'm going to give it a name of, let's just sell yo-yos for like $1. Okay, I think a fun little challenge will be to just clone this. Okay, so we already have like the create here. And now here, if I click send, I should see both tables. Okay, so now we want to get the yo-yo, the $1. I'm going to the docs. If you do get table, it just grabs the individual table. I'm actually not quite sure. Oh, okay. So the thing that's interesting is it gives you the number of rows here. Otherwise, I'm not quite sure why you would do this, because, I mean, you're never going to get a bunch of tables, so I guess this is a little bit more efficient. So it's like greener. But you get the number of rows here, whereas here, I don't think you do. Yeah, all right. So this query is pretty much for getting the number of rows, otherwise useless. And correct me, I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip directly to get, where's the rows? Get table row. Do I want one? No, I don't. I I want to find table rows. Let's see if we get count offset limits. Okay, no, actually we don't get the number of rows, so it's not a useless thing. Let's go to create row, to get table here, and we're gonna run this. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this tab. And grab this. I'm gonna paste it like this. And I should be able to get the number of rows. Oh, that's the one I created. That's why. That was wrong. Okay, so reorder this. Oops, it's not reordering well. Okay, got it. What's happening here? Oh, I got the wrong one. This is the wrong one. All right. Oh, so I probably created a bunch of tables accidentally. Okay. All right. I need to read more carefully. Here, get. This is the one I want, I think. Shop products table. Yes, this is the original. Okay. Okay, so this is actually a good way to show you how this is practical. Because if you know the name of the table, you can also get it like this. All right, so now we know there's one row. I mean, we kind of knew, but like from a programmatic way, now we know. Okay, so now let's get the rows. Get table row. Would we get one? No, I mean, let's assume you would want to clone the whole thing. So I would like find table rows, I think. Yeah, okay. So let's use this one instead. So it's a post request. Why? Interesting. Okay, let's see. Which one is closest? This one is closest. Duplicate. Okay, so we have the table name. Then it's rows. Let's find. And we need to pass the table. No, actually, sorry. No, this is good. This is within the path. We need to pass the body like this. Okay. So we have limit, offset, filter, group, search, order by, order direction. All right, let's send it with nothing first. Get table row. Yeah, this is just one. I don't like this. This is better. Okay. Let's start by hitting send. Yeah. Okay, so it is a post request. It's not a documentation error. Then body, we need to pass a JSON object. Let's start with this. See what happens. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm just going to show you a real quick pagination. But we need more than one to do it, so add a record. What else are we going to sell? A yo-yo shop would have a clown hat. Is this too stereotypical? I hope nobody's offended by this. Clown hats. Oh! Whoops. Wrong one. Delete column. There you go. Clown hat. How much is a clown hat? 50. Clowns don't have hats, they have wigs. I'll just put 15 bucks. Clown wig. Alright. I need to say consistent in the Botpress multiverse. Okay, so we have our wig. Now let's do like a stupid example, which is basically pagination of one. But we want limit, probably not a string like this. This has to be JSON, so I need the double quotes and offset 0. All right, let's start with this. Okay, so we get our yo-yo. Oh, we actually have the count here. Okay, then forget what I said. We don't need the tables call. if we just get the count here, the offset, and the limit, we can actually determine how far we are. So, I mean, the formula real quick is what? Limit. So depending on which page you are, you're like I plus offset, and until you've exceeded your counts, like offset times limit. So you start with this, and then you move up your offsets until you hit the count. All right, so this is how you would fetch both of them, and then how you would create it. Let's see. So we have these rows like this. So I'll just copy this. Or copy this. Oh, why is it showing up in a different window? Okay, here, copy. And now we want to create rows. Oh, let's create both of them at the same time. So 2, offset 0. All right, copy. Okay, here. So V1 table of rows. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this. All right, this time it's post request because it's making a modification. That's good. We don't need find. Within the body, what do we need? We need rows. Oh no, sorry, this is the response. The body should be rows. So I'm not sure if it expects an array or an object like this. This is probably not useful. Let me remove this. We are creating, so we don't need these. We shouldn't give IDs probably. And then I think our shop was called Shoppy, the other table. What was it called? Shoppy? Shoppy, okay. Did we create 1,000,000 of them or no? No, okay, we're good. Okay, so it's empty now, and let's try it. Okay. No errors, no warnings. We see created at, we see IDs. And let's refresh. It's there. Okay. I'm curious, however, because I gave it an ID. What happens if I do this? So it just ignores this. It just completely ignores it. Or maybe not. Maybe it ignores it if there's a conflict. Let's try this. 921. Welcome to looking for problems. Yes, it's completely ignored because there was definitely no conflict here. Okay, so this is the format. You have the proof right there. All right, we're creating a whole bunch of random products. Okay, and now what if we want to delete this? Because we already made a copy. Delete table here. This is kind of dangerous. But I gotta demo it, right? Don't I? Duplicate tab. Let's use this delete method. All right, let's delete shop products table. All right, it might fail because I have a body here. I did not. Here, let's see. So if I refresh, it should be gone. And it's gone. Okay, great. Now, what if you wanted to delete certain rows? You can do that. You can also update. Time is 11:30. Yeah, I guess update and delete, and that's going to be good for today. Let's start with updating table rows. Okay. What do we need? We need rows with an ID. Okay, so we can update using some other parameter. All right, let's do that. So I'm gonna close this because I don't want to like accidentally delete anything else. Don't save. Okay, so what do we need here? We need tables, rows. Okay, we're good. And this is a put request here. And because we're updating. Okay, good. All right, so if I do this, it should fail. Great. Okay, that's telling us the right error. That's good. So ID, now let's try a random ID. Let's try 2 random IDs. Should fail as well. Oh. Interesting error. Table Shopee products table doesn't exist for bot. Okay, I think now we're getting into incorrect error territory. Okay, so we have IDs here and they're auto incremented, so we can just pick one of them. Let's just change one. Oh, we don't need to change both at the same time. So let's just change number 1. Let's give it a name of yo yo yo. That's original. And price of $11. All right, so let's do this. Unexpected token. Here. Table Shopee products table does not exist for bot. Really? Did I not? Okay, so I must have created this on the wrong table. What happened? Wait a second. Can I reopen like a previous tab? What is happening here? This is what I ran and it deleted the other one? I must have made a mistake somewhere. I have it as Shopee. No, but that's a good point. Simply great bots, but that's not what's concerning me here. It's, as far as I know, I send this. I don't know if there's any eagle-eyed viewers who noticed this, but I believe this is what I sent, and it didn't kill this table unless I renamed it. Did I rename it after? Okay, I don't know what happened. Anywho, okay, I'm gonna close this. Don't save. And no, but this is okay. This is not a problem. The problem was I deleted a table called shop, and I actually deleted the other table. Or this one was renamed. Wait, is this a refresh issue? No. Okay. I missed something there. I don't know what happened. Send. Okay, let me refresh and see if it worked. Okay, and it worked right there. Okay, perfect. Notice it also changes the updated at. And okay. So we're good with this, with updating. Now we are down to deleting. Upsert, is everybody familiar with what that is? It basically creates if it doesn't exist. Otherwise it just doesn't. All right, so delete rows, tables. Delete. I'm gonna watch the recording later to see what I did wrong, because I deleted the wrong table. Let's see, shop delete. This needs to be a post request. And then the rows, I think I just need to give the ID. Let's see, what is this? What is this? Filter to apply when deleting rows or IDs. Oh, this is exciting. This is really exciting. Okay, so I'm going to change this to IDs. All right, let's delete one. This is tempting. Wait a second. I just had an idea. If I keep running this, is it gonna like automatically? Okay, no. Array of number. What's wrong here? Rows, table, body. Oh no, it's not rows. It's just IDs. So I have to do like this. Beautify. Okay, deleted row. Okay, so my wonderful idea here is if you keep running this quote, does it like rearrange these numbers and then it keeps deleting? No, it doesn't. Okay, so but let's just confirm just to be sure. Okay, deleted rows 0. Oh, so that's good. So if it doesn't delete anything, it just tells you. Perfect. Okay, so back here, the cool thing here is filter. So you can delete with a filter. So obviously filter is not going to be object. Okay, a map of objects. Let's see, name. Maybe we should just try this. Let's just try this example. Name equals yo-yo. Okay. And 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna hit refresh, and they're all gone. Okay. Is there no limit to like how many it can delete? I'm kind of curious about this. Delete all rows. So if you want to delete, if you want to truncate your table, you can use this. It's not as exciting as you would imagine. Like everything goes away. So what I want to do is I want to recreate. I'm looking for posts, tables, rows. Tables, do we still have it? Oh, I think I closed it. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just curious, like, if there's a limit to this. So I'm done with most of the methods that I think are interesting. Are there any questions? Did I miss anything? If anybody wants to ask a question, you can put it in the chat. There's an out-of-topic question. I'm going to have a look at that after, but for the moment, just any questions about the API while I'm here. Get table. Let's see, did I miss anything? Create table, schema tags. I'm not quite sure what tags are used for, except that you get them in the response. So maybe, and as far as I can tell, when I use them, I couldn't see them in the UI. So I think it's more like just meta information for you to remember what it is. Rename table column, you might as well just use update table, delete table, get table row. Oh, I didn't show you this. Within find table rows, you do have a search here, and you do have group. I could show this. There's like more stuff that you can get here. Yeah, I think we're good with API for today. You can always ask me next week if you guys try it out and have any issues. You can use this within Botpress if you want. I'm not sure if there are any things in there that are not directly in the studio, but you can always just use your personal access token in an execute code and just run it from there. A real interesting. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Postman, but something that's like very convenient. Let me go a little bit slower. There's this code button here that you can click when you have something that works, and then you can change this to node Axios like this. And because it's already loaded in Botpress, you don't need to copy this, but you can copy everything else like this. Copy, and within your bot, I'm already within the bot. You can create a standard node, for instance, execute code, open this up, and just dump this in. And of course, this just like does the call, doesn't do anything. But if you want to do like a bot that goes crazy with the API, like hats off to you. There are limits to the API. I believe the free tier has like 100 calls a second. Botpress pricing. Oops, need a space. API. Yeah, Okay, so the free tier is 100. If you upgrade to the team plan, you can get 1,000. Not sure if it's an upgrade. I don't think so. Yeah, there's no API here. So it's really 100, but 100 is usually sufficient for most things. But yeah. Okay, all right, so that's it for the API, and I'm just gonna have a quick look at the questions that were in. Let's see, is Hamilton still here? Yes, yes. Okay, so question for later. My bot needs to API call an external system which works in a queue-based pattern. I send a request to it and returns me a job ID. Okay, so your bot sends a request to your API to get a job ID, and then you want to poll. Okay, then I can either poll for the job completion status with the second call or wait for a callback to move on. Considerations: this job usually takes 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, I'm using the WhatsApp integration as the main delivery. Okay, that shouldn't affect anything. What would be the best way to implement this in Botpress? You want to set, like for me, I like to keep things simple. I don't think the execute code will, it depends how standard it is. Like if sometimes your job goes above like 5 minutes, if it like takes 10 minutes or more, I don't think we can keep an execute code alive for that long. You could create a bunch of them. That's a very good question. Maybe a bunch of execute code cards. I haven't tried this, and I don't know what the right answer is. But you basically have two choices. It's the webhook method, but then it becomes a little bit more difficult if you want your bot to answer. Have you tried... What I would try, okay, I see. Because you said pulling the service in an execute card led me to a timeout and bot stopped responding. So what you could do, it's not ideal, but you could have a bunch of execute code back to back and they're all waiting. That might solve the issue. Like you wouldn't hit the cap, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but... Okay, so it's the execute code keeps it live for 60 seconds. So I would try that. I don't know if it would fix the issue, but I'm sorry I don't have a better answer. Okay, so next question. I'm trying to go in order here. We have PU, I'm guessing. Hey, sorry for asking an off the topic question. Try to use JAWS or NVDA with the bot. JAWS or NVDA, like hopefully this is safe for work. Is that NVIDIA? And I'm not sure what JAWS is. A brief introduction to... Okay, so it's for voiceover? It was always reading the first message instead of the latest one. Can we make it compatible with NVIDIA? Is this a question for web chat? Like web chat is not... The web chat is not complying with whatever screen reader tool out there. It's a service, yeah, it's a software for blind people, and it basically tries to read what's on the screen. Am I getting that right? And it's not reading from the correct order. So there's an accessibility issue here. Okay. All right. I don't have the answer to that. It's unfortunate that there is an issue. If you could give us a fully reproducible example, hopefully, like, is this a free service? Like JAWS or another screen reader that's free. Just add something to our help Discord forum or post. Sorry, what's it called? Channel. Sorry, to the help channel, and we'll see if we can fix it. All right, next question. When can you find time to do something with creating events in the integration? What do you want to do with events? That's my first question. This would be dev Thingy. And also another question while I wait for the answer. Sorry, off topic. How do you customize the chatbot button? I use the custom image, but it doesn't render it as a circle. It's still square. The chatbot button. I'm assuming this is the button on the bottom right. We have something called styler. I think it's .app. Is it .app? I'm assuming this is what you want to customize. Let me just show you a real quick example. I go to this site because they allow cross-domain image hosting. So like I can reference to it and it will work every time. I'm looking for something that's like not too offensive or too weird. Is there anything not weird in here? All right, this can't be wrong. All right. Okay, copy image address. I'm gonna put this here, and it's like this. Okay, so if you want this to be round, you can either like change it with styles, or what I recommend is you just edit the image and you make it PNG transparent, so that everything around it is removed. It would be the best thing. It's the most efficient thing. Just because like we're not hiding part of it. Like you're just delivering the thing, the thing that the user needs to see. Okay, and I did not get an answer, I think, for from Thingy. Okay, all right. Let me just really quick check if I missed any other question. I think that was it. Right. Yeah, okay. All right. If you have any other questions, I can always you can always ask me next week. Otherwise, I plan to, unless we have like a new feature that I have to showcase, I plan to do a voice bot next week. It won't take me more than 1 week, I think. But we'll get started next week on it. Okay. Just last message, it worked just fine. Yeah, for customizing web chat, it will take a little bit more time. Maybe that's what I will do the week after, hopefully. It's a great idea. If you guys have ideas like this, but I don't know if I would do like just one single thing, but maybe just like create a web chat from scratch or something. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I will see everybody next week. Bye-bye.